towels.
Taking a little walk over here.
All right, here we go. So I know sometimes you see this 10 fave show and you see it on sort of in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Well, we're doing something a little bit different. We're going to give a lot of those folks who are maybe up early in the morning a chance to get 10 faves right now. Basically, we've got 10 items in the show,
it's
right?
quick. It's like speed dating, but with shopping.
You probably know more about this than me because you've been doing 10 faves.
I'm dipping my toe in the water. It's just a preview of the 10 items we know are going to be big hits for the day.
Exactly, and then they're going to have full presentations coming up a little bit later. In fact, this comes up what time, Kyle?
9 a.m.
9 a.m. So, Kitchen Master, great brand. We've had them here with us on several different products, and we love them. This is a I know it says 12-piece set, but it's a 6-piece set with the covers. So I don't like to include the covers, but they keep writing it up like that. Anyway, 5 minutes go up on the clock, because that's how long we spend on these. You know, I have a big restaurant background, right?
Yes.
And I did restaurants for about 18 years before I kind of got into this crazy business many years ago. And I know the price of quality knives. Well, knives have come a long, long way. You don't have to go out and spend $75 or $100 on one knife anymore.
Sure.
You can get an entire set. And Michelle, look at this. This is a huge set. It's $17.50 today.
I mean, that's half off the price we would normally offer. And what I love about these, you know how much we love and appreciate nonstick cookware?
Right.
Nonstick knives. And it's all because of this ribbing that we have on the knives here. So basically what happens, and I am not a fantastic chef like you are, but when I'm cutting things like cucumbers or onions and everything sticks and stacks on the knife, what do? You end up having to wipe it off with your finger. That's dangerous. Right? So with this rib design, your food's not sticking, your knives are nice and sharp, you have the sheath to protect the knife and protect little fingers. I've got little boys who are, you know, always in my drawers. So all around, just a great set, and you get every type of knife you could possibly need.
For any kind of a job you'll be doing. I'm holding this big giant chef's knife in my hand, and this is your everyday knife. And as Michelle said, you'll notice that these are these little channels and grooves here to allow for air to get inside there to release. You know, when you're doing things like cheeses, or even if you're doing tomatoes, you know, or cucumbers, you don't want that thing sticking and having the food fly in the air while you're chopping. So this allows the air to get in there, and it makes it really, really easy to chop. So you get every one of these. You get the chef's knife, you get a slicer, you get a utility, you get a sentoku, you get a multi-purpose knife, and you get the bread knife. All of these for $17.50. I mean, think about that.
That's crazy.
It's $3 a knife.
And you have 3 colors to choose from. So if you want to add a nice pop of red, we've also got the purple and the black. So you've got your choice there. I mean, maybe it's just time to upgrade your knife set. Mine, you know, over time, they become mismatched. Some of them are rusting a little bit if you don't take care of them. You're probably cringing at me right now for that fact, but it happens.
Here's the thing, okay? It's like, even if you get, and you will get many years out of it, if you got 1 year out of these knives, for $17.50, because let me tell you, you know, the big question people say is, well, how long are they going to last? Well, listen to me. If you take, and always take good care of your knives, first of all, because they can be dangerous if you don't take care of them. Keep them nice and sharp. The only scary knife is a dull knife, because when you have a dull knife, you have to press harder, and that's how you make little mistakes. But these knives can be sharpened, okay, with traditional sharpeners. And if you look along the back, it's a thick piece of metal here, so this is going to last you years and years and years, because you're going to be taking material off every time you sharpen it. So you want to start with something thicker, balanced, comfortable in the hand, lightweight. I love that they come with the little covers, because that keeps them safe while they're in the drawer. And I always give everybody a tip. I'm like, you know what? First of all, I never put my knives in the dishwasher, only because I think it's you don't have to. They take 2 seconds to clean. I think they're more dangerous in the dishwasher, because you're reaching in there and you've got a knife in there. But honestly, you keep the little sheet, the little cover on it, and it'll be safe forever. And these will last you year after year. They really will.
It's nice too that the sheaths are aerated. So I mean, you should dry your knives before you put them away. But if there's any kind of wetness left over, at least it can air out. You're not going to have to worry about rusting. Stainless steel knives. I mean, how much better can that get?
And you brought up a good point earlier. Look at the array of knives that we're giving you. So for whatever job you want to do, and as I said, this is your sentoku, and I actually love this knife for doing all kinds of prep work, because it's a little more durable as far as how, you know, or the grip is a little bit better, it's more comfortable. You've got more surface area on the blade. And when I hold a knife, everybody holds them a little bit differently, but this little bolster is where I like to hold it. And then you're basically chopping and using your fingers with your little fingers tucked out, or using your knuckles to chop like that. That's really the correct way to chop. But this is a good knife to use for everything. You know, whether you're chopping vegetables or whatever. This bread knife is great.
I'm a huge fan of a good bread knife.
I use this for tomatoes too, because I think it's, you know, it's on things that are really delicate.
But it's always the soft foods that tend tend to give you the most trouble. So
Totally.
like bread, for instance, if you just bought this nice fresh loaf of bread and then you take your knife and you go to cut it and you're just squishing the bread down, it's so sad. You know, you end up stretching it out to put it in the toaster. So yeah, a good bread knife is definitely a winner. And think about soft cheeses and foods like that too.
All right, so let me give you an idea. There's even though we have 6,000 of these to go around, we are already going to get into that final quantity thing because I know these have an airing, I think, coming up in a couple of hours.
Yeah, 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
Yeah.
These are going to go fast on clearance like this at $17.50. Make a great gift too. You're looking to squirrel away gifts for the holidays too. These are a great little stocking stuffer to give to the hubby. Get him a new set of knives.
Say, hint, hint, new knives.
Well, I know it's August, but you know what's isn't this crazy? I don't know about how your year is going. This is flying by this year.
Oh, totally.
Like, I just remember doing the holidays here, like, and doing our stuff, and all of a sudden it's back. All right, we have a lot more to go because it's called 10 faves, so we got